And we are live, everyone. Welcome. Let's begin. Where we have left our mage adventurers, within the tower of their training, is in a space of knowledge and unknowing. At this time, they are learning, as they have accepted tutelage from the headmaster of this school, a man named Wiccan Barrows. He has taught them introductory elements of blood magic. And so in this time, while their companion Bernardo may be a bit mentally absent, let us say, Rhiannon and Aaron, you find yourselves where we last left off, within the Golem Laboratory on the 9th floor of the tower. Your friend Alvina has just been returned to you and appears jolly in the simplest sense and happy to see you. How do either of you react to this development?
Welcome back.
Thank you, Rhiannon.
Give the side eye to both Alvina and the headmaster.
She'll give you a polite smile and say, I just needed a bit of time away. I'm sorry that I gave you a scare. All is well now, I take it?
Sure.
I guess.
Excellent. Well, I'm here to learn just as well as you are.
I also kind of just want to see Lulu's reaction.
She's kind of standing a little bit at angle, looking at her.
Okay, good.
The headmaster will say, very well, Alvina, you have a bit of catching up to do. So please, draw that needle I've given you across your arm, spill your blood, and conjure it into the magic of your choosing. You'll watch as Alvina will spike herself like you've been asked to in the past and conjure a form of magic missiles, striking this golem, which gives a boo in response. And she'll give a enthusiastic, how was that? The headmaster will smile and say, very good. Star pupil indeed. You'll be competing with the best of them soon. Bernardo will spin around and say, you won't be competing with me! He'll wink. And he'll sidle up alongside the two of you and kind of lean to you both and say, alright, this is weird, right? It's very weird. In a hushed tone.
Just nodding a lot.
Headmaster will say, each of you, pair off, and show these golems what you are made of. Alvina will step to the back, step to the side. Bernardo will move over to here. Would you two like to pair together, or would one of you like to pair with Lulu?
I can pair with Aaron.
Okay.
Sounds good.
He will say, all I simply ask of you today is to show me what you have learned. Show me what you've practiced. Just do it again, as it were. So, at your will, go ahead and cast some blood magic.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna cast the blood magic version of Magic Missile.
Excellent. And so recall that you are taking a point of damage. We'll add to the damage. Invoke this. Headmaster paces a bit back and forth between the two groups, watching as each of you number invokes a spell, similar kind. You will pause after your invocation, Rhiannon. Put a hand on your shoulder as he slowly drapes his fingers onto it.
Oh, she flinches hard when that happens.
The manner in which they drape across your shoulder is very one finger at a time, calculated, but just gives you a chill, like bony hand placed itself upon an armrest. He will say, "Tell me, for I know what you know. What is it that you should seek to do with this power? Revenge, perhaps, against the Virgins?"
I'm not you.
Very well.
There are people I need to go home to and help.
He releases his hand. And how so, might I ask? What manner might you offer?
Really? You know why I'm actually here.
If I do not know your desires, I do not know best how to help you. Do not worry. The light of day
This
you
empire
will see soon.
and you are killing innocent creatures for drugs.
Me?
Oh, yes.
Well, you must have taken a look around downstairs. Had a bit of a peep on what goes on.
No, you see, again, I remember why I'm here. And I know what's in the crystals that are ground up for drugs that nobody seems to actually care about in this building.
Well, if it's of any consolation, we do inspect such crystals before they are brought inside the tower to ensure that there are no life forms within them. An unfertilized egg is not alive.
You knew? You knew.
I knew of late from what you had seen.
So that means you weren't checking before I got here. I haven't been here that long. You knew.
Adjustments are made as they can be. One does not know. How can they?
I don't know. Maybe
I
ask people.
changed. You see? New information came, dawned upon my mind, and I made the appropriate shift. What more could be asked of anyone? So I ask you again.
Partaking in near slave labor? Slave labor? Just a thought.
We use the ecosystems that exist to build towards a better future.
Yeah. No, you.
Answers may come in time. He moves over to you, Aaron. Have you cast a blood magic spell here?
Probably also a blood magic missile.
So we'll take 1 point health off there for you for today. And he will carefully place his right palm against your back left shoulder blade, soft hand on the back, and say, "And you, do you seek those who seek you in the city? That powerful sorceress rescued you from city guards."
She's gonna shift away from his hand and, maybe. But you know what? If I find her, I find her. It's not the most important thing. There's other people that need helping.
And who are they?
Just anybody who might need help. There's a lot of other people like me on the street.
Altruism. Very polite. Very good-hearted. Commendable. Know that when our ends are reached, all of Cadlia will benefit. All of Mage kind. He now paces
and what
away.
about the innocent non-mages who are being exploited for mage kind? Or
His
did you not know
attention
about...
has now been diverted away from you, and he walks away from you. Whether he heard that statement or not is unclear.
I love being ignored by him.
Isn't it fun?
buckets.
Alvina will slowly move up behind you and say, catching hints of hostility towards the headmaster from both. Are you all right?
Really? We're fine. Are you?
Fine.
Okay. We'll talk later.
Yep.
Sure. As Headmaster Barrows concludes his interactions with the other two, he says, now, as our lesson concludes, let me take you to one of our classrooms and supply you with some new garb fitting of your higher stations.
What dress?
So he will begin to lead the group of you towards the
over to Erin.
hallways.
My dress is okay, right?
Dude, if he tries to make me wear a dress, I'm not wearing it.
That's fair. Alright, yeah, follow. Still just like looking down, like smoothing out my dress. Like, I look fine.
You look perfectly pretty, Rhiannon.
Thanks. Weird now.
I'm not looking forward to this.
As you enter this small room, upon this desk rest 5 cloaks. 4. No, for Alvina already has one. It is one of these multicolored cloaks which denotes the rank of a senior student. And he will present them to each of you and say, these will make clear to all within the school of your stature, your status, and will provide to you some protection. And so, if you would accept them, these are cloaks of the senior mage, which will provide you a bonus to armor class,
Good too.
arcana checks, and intelligence saving throws.
Okay, it is
I
kind
don't trust this.
I don't either, but I'm kind of squishy, so I mean, here's the thing. It's a cloak. You can take off cloaks. That's how cloaks work.
That's what you think.
Lulu's gonna roll it up and sort of fold it into her
No,
satchel.
I'm just kind of holding it like this, just...
Meanwhile, Bernardo will step off to the side, attaching it to his shoulders and give a ha-ha flourish with his rapier. Say, look at me! I'm the most fabulous halfling in all the realms!
He didn't explode, so I guess that's a good sign.
I'm putting it in my bag.
Hold it under my arm.
He says, I don't know what you guys are worried about.
Everything?
Lulu will say, thank you, Headmaster.
Have we seen anybody actually wearing these?
You have. Students
Okay.
of 6th level and higher tend to wear one of these.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
And as Lulu's eyes glaze over for a bit, looking towards the headmaster, she says, your head is going to explode. His look becomes concerned in an instant. Says, I'm sorry. She'll say, huh? Oh, someone overcooked something downstairs. It exploded. Says, very well. You may all return to your studies as you see fit. Smiles and gives a simple bow before returning to this chair or the desk, sitting down, and from his satchel producing several long scrolls which he unfurls on this desk. It's on a small set of reading glasses, takes a quill, some empty parchment, begins to transcribe.
Lena, can we talk outside?
Absolutely.
Okay. How about we head to our room?
All right.
Yeah.
Bernardo says, and I'll be in my room.
Okay. Once we're actually inside the room. I'm still carrying, just carrying the cloak under my arm.
Are?
Alvina, are you okay?
I'm just fine. Why do you ask?
Because we went looking for you yesterday and you were supposedly, in a floor that doesn't exist.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry I gave you a scare about that. It really wasn't my intention. But now I'm here, and all is well, is it not?
Happened.
I had to face some trials to secure my ascension.
Ascension?
I think
Graduation, you might call it. A higher level. As you all have. But I suppose you face different trials.
yeah, we did the thing we were going to do when you disappeared.
Oh, yes. And how did the other students take that? The revelation of that knowledge?
Well, we're working on it.
How so?
But what knowledge do you think we're revealing?
The nature of the Vault of Memories, its purpose, in our
Purpose?
school.
I don't think it has a purpose other than to make people slaves here. Did you get yours back?
I know what I need to.
That's a no.
But it certainly serves a purpose. It keeps
Control.
things civil.
No. It's control.
Yeah.
It's not to keep things civil.
Fair enough. Lulu reaches across and takes Alvina's hand and says, Hey, do you know what you're saying? She'll say, Of course I do. I'm saying exactly what is in line with my beliefs. Lulu will nod her head and say, I don't think so. I think they did something to your head. Alvina will look confused for a moment and say, No, everything's fine. And
You know. You're not acting
No.
like yourself.
Lulu will look to each of you with kind of shared looks of, Lulu will say, All right, well, where are you supposed to stay? Alvina will say, Anywhere on this floor. If you have a free bed, I'd be happy to stay with you. Lulu will look to you both again. Do you
That's
want
fine.
Alvina to stay with you or not?
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah,
keep an eye
that's
on
fine.
her.
All right. You're welcome with us, of course. All right. Thank you. What do you all have planned for the day?
I don't know yet.
I don't think we thought about it yet.
I mean, we've got probably see how Salve is doing.
Speaking of the devil, and the devil shalt arrive, as you hear a knock upon the door, or not your door, but rather the first door in the hall, and then your door, and a voice which accompanies it saying, Hey, where are you ladies? And Gnome, Salve's looking for you.
He's not even a gnome. He's a halfling.
Okay, he caught it even closely right, which is a big step.
Are you going to open the door?
This is progress or something.
Why can't I melt him?
One, because melting humans is really hard, and two, because burning flesh smells disgusting. really the only reason.
Can we toss him out of the hole?
I'd like to see if other people other than me can fly. So I'm just gonna open the door, but I have my foot in it in such a way that he can't open it more.
And
just
he was almost on his way by, and then he kind of does a whoa, and so turns himself around and goes, "Hey there, I found you." Yeah.
Where does she want to meet?
Oh, back in the library again, inside
Okay.
the mansion.
Okay. Bye. Slam the door in his face.
Thunk. All right.
Also, just like slide something in front of the door just in case.
Say, I'd be happy to hang out with you until you're ready to go.
I wish.
How about no? Ever.
Why don't I have the silence spell?
All right.
It only lasts a minute. It really doesn't help in this situation.
I'll just be I'll be in class. I'll see you at the mid break.
Why not?
How about never?
I like never.
You can hear his footsteps moving down the hall away. And Lulu will look up and say, "Was that Lewis?"
Unfortunately, yes.
We'll give a, oh, we're in good company. And Alvina will look up with some surprise to say, "You truly are associating with the wrong sorts in these times."
We didn't choose to associate with that.
Yeah, fair. 100%.
She'll nod her head.
Alvina, she's here just like you and I. Aaron, Lulu. We're not here by choice, remember?
She nods and says, "But this is the place to study. This is the place to grow your power. This is the place to learn from generations of mages past. In fact, we've already learned secrets of blood, which could be learned nowhere else."
You sound like an advertisement.
You know what I'm not learning? How my people use magic. How to actually use nature and magic.
And
honestly, this blood magic thing freaks me out a little bit. Try to use it as little as possible.
And I'm not learning how sorcerers use magic, or specifically how a fire draconic ancestry sorcerer would use magic.
It's not, we're learning one specific way, and it's not the way that either of us are built to do magic.
Say, well, it's too bad. Shall we go to meet these folks, or have you classes to attend? I'm sorry, I'm a bit out of the loop.
One class with the headmaster, and then just roam aimlessly for hours on end until we get hungry. By the way, to-go food is a thing here. It's magical.
Wouldn't it be proper time to practice your technique? Refine your spellcasting? Perhaps to seek higher talents?
Once again, find me a druid.
Oh, we got a rocketer coming in?
Find me another draconic ancestry sorcerer, and I'll do that.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to remain optimistic, but you all seem obsessed with dark perspective.
You mean our culture?
Oh, they got a turret.
Lulu turns to
the erasure of it.
Lulu turns to Alvina and says, "Hey, why don't we play a game of dragon chess? That should brighten things up a bit." She kind of looks to both of you and kind of gives a shuffle sign.
I just nod and walk out, being very careful to keep an eye out for Lewis, so that I can potentially turn into a bear and scare the crap out of him if I have to.
As you should.
I'll just send more fire at him too.
Listen, we've learned that me being an animal is just pure chaos, and I love it.
It is fun.
Sometimes you just want to be a golden retriever. What?
Bernardo will lean against the wall as you exit your room and say, "So where to next?"
The library. Salve wants to talk. At
Hey.
least that's where we're going.
let us off.
Okay. Right.
So, making your way down the levels of the tower to the second floor, you can
Okay, does
come.
Alvina not even understand that just being here is so many stairs? I just miss one-story buildings!
There's something I noticed about the way they teach magic here. It seems to be more the way wizards
Yeah,
learn it, and
it's book magic.
and paladins a little bit, and clerics like that healing stuff.
It's book magic. It's
Yeah,
reading and studying and knowledge and stuff. And
which is not how we learn.
well, I mean, my people have like oral traditions, which is kind of like, reading, but not reading it.
But
Same
it's very
concept, though.
nature based.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like, and not right now, but I know there are people in my tribe, they can summon sunlight. I would
That's
love
cool.
some of that. I
don't know a whole lot about my what other sorcerers do, but I wanted to find out.
I mean, I'm sure a book could point you in the right direction, but that's not how we learn.
Not fully how to learn, yeah.
And he just talks to his sword all the time, and it's weird.
Hey, my sword and I are on very uncertain terms right now. Agreeable.
You still talk to your sword.
Of course.
Don't tell me you don't, because I've watched you do it.
Entering into the library, you can make your way, if you would, to the restricted section, wherein you can see what is a shimmering door that the three of you have been allowed entry to, and therefore you can see it, which you might pass through to return to the magnificent mansion of Salave, if you so desire. You will manifest as you have before in that garden area, but this time you will not be alone.
As long as it's not Lewis. No. I will turn into a bear.
I will send a scorching ray his way.
Right.
Bear and fire-based chaos. We can do it.
Emerging within the mansion, at its center point, through the crystal ball, as one does enter, you can see other students are within the mansion. Several are discussing matters near a bench, and you can see Lewis and one of his associates kind of kicking around in this garden, and Lewis will turn towards you and say, "Oh, you made it here!" And Bernardo will turn into Lewis and say, "Oh, you made it here!" And just kind of walk
Rhiannon's
around very
not paying
awkwardly.
attention. She's already taken off her shoes.
Don't talk to us unless you want me to send a fireball your way.
And
Want to lose bear, not a bear? Because I can make that possible.
Lewis will just kind of... Bernardo will continue to impersonate him.
Right.
As you walk by. But you can see that Salave has set up with a number of students here at this table, where Bernardo will, of course, take the end of it, sitting proudly in a chair.
On the opposite end.
Sala will say, "My friends, I have been, as you can see, bringing several into our fold here, in our quest for freedom of knowledge. But I can't bring everyone in. My reputation as I've created it has been one of hostility towards some. And there are those who are less than optimistic to see my point of view, especially if it might contrast with Tower's philosophies."
Yeah. We ran into Alvina again.
Oh? And how was
Yeah.
she?
Not good.
Not right.
Well, then that
First
should...
of all,
Be more evidence if it can be leveraged.
Yeah. I still don't understand how she was somewhere that we can't get to, but
And she talks like she's a walking advertisement for the tower.
She rolls her eyes. Sounds like Lomé, maybe Johnston. Ugh. Speaking of, I'd like for you all, if you're willing, to try and bring some of those such names into our fold. The more we can get, the better. And you all have certain relationships which I don't. What do you think?
tried to talk to Johnston. That may take some time. LeMay's probably simpler.
Yeah, Lome seems a little bit people pleasery, so that
Any-
might work to our advantage.
Any which could join our cause would, of course, be helpful. So I would simply task you with that, if you would have it.
Yeah. No, that's and we need more people. That's important. The fact that you've gotten this many already is something.
It's mostly my circle, but a bit more.
It's people.
Is people.
It's people. It's not something we had before. It was.
Speaking of,
it was
what
just three of us.
do we intend to do once we have our number assembled specifically? Take them to this vault of memories and reclaim what is ours?
Yes. I mean, I know it wasn't the best for you, and I'm really sorry. I didn't realize that it could have been a thing, but for at least me, I realized that I left a mess back home that needs to be cleaned up.
Put it this way, that stone can't be unturned. When I was brought here and when my memory was taken, I went off the map, but I'm on the scopes of my handlers again. We'll just hope that they don't come for me anytime soon. But until then, the more freedom and power I can attain, the better.
I will say, and this is something that really sucks, not everybody's getting their memories back. The rock that broke into the wall broke a table. The whole
It is
table's
what it
gone.
is.
I mean, it could be people who are long gone, but it could be people who are
It's probably a
right
mix.
here.
Some of the students shift uncomfortably, but nod in agreement.
I'm sorry. I mean, that we couldn't have stopped. It was a weird projectile from space.
Did I
Which,
overhear
you know.
that right? Lewis adds as
Yes.
he sits down.
Yes, weird projectile from space.
Well, why am I even doing this if I'm not going to get my memories back? What do you
You
guys...
don't even know if it was yours that was broken, number one.
We
It
don't
probably
know.
was!
Why?
And Sullivan
Why?
will look to
Why-
him and
why?
say, Lewis, shut up. He'll say,
Thank you. Again, we don't know. This could be a table of people who are not just long gone from the tower, long gone from existence. We don't know.
Sullivan will nod and say, it is worth the time.
It could also be the people who are stuck downstairs.
We also don't know if there's magic that could still undo it.
And what about
too.
your friend Alvina? You want to bring her in on this?
We can't right now.
No. However, if we can get her memories and get them back in her head, maybe. I think they took more.
Bernard will say, there's also the matter of getting downstairs. I feel like we should poke around down there again. I feel like we must have missed something.
Yes, 5 whole floors.
If you don't want
Just
to
say-
do it, I can go do it.
No, I do. I just also... Oh, by the way, there's a torture chamber in the basement. That too.
Sullivan will nod and say, be fair, I'd keep a torture chamber too. And one of the students kind of gives a... And she says, kidding, of course.
Oh, this is an educational torture chamber.
Well, at least it's useful for something.
Not totally unexpected either, to be fair.
Oh, and by the way, just so everybody at this table knows, since you all seem to love to snort it up your nose, You're ingesting innocent creatures. Hope you like that.
And a number of the people kind of give a what?
Ah,
What do
the
you mean?
crystals house dragons.
Dragons.
That's why I'm here, because I wasn't a fan of innocent creatures being killed, and so I may have launched a thunderclap at some people that I probably shouldn't have, but it's fine.
And Lewis will stand up and I'm a dragon.
No, you're a dragon murderer.
The same thing.
No, it's not.
I've been infused with the essence of dragons.
Yes, dead dragons that you've murdered.
Sit
Congratulations.
down. You still are less dragon than me.
That too. Also that. That's a thing. But also you're, taking part in the murder of innocent creatures.
Sit down, as instructed. So Sullivan will say, "All right, well, off to it. I'll continue to organize those who I can. Good luck." Now, let me inform you all on our next stages of outreach. And she starts to convene with her inner circle a bit more.
While she's doing that, I just kind of look at her and go, "Wait a minute. You think if we wear those cloaks, we could probably just wander around downstairs?"
Maybe, but I'm still scared they might be infused with something that brainwashes you.
Hey, Bernardo, you brainwashed?
My brain has been washed many times, but it is still strong.
Hey, Bernardo, do you still hate this place?
Like the plague. I have rugs to sell.
I think we're fine.
I'm only wearing it for short periods.
That's fine. That's fine. But if it is a hall pass on our shoulders...
Bernardo
I'll wear it
will-
when we need it, and that's it.
like going upstairs, which is maybe a thing we do.
I'm just paranoid.
No. Is it paranoia when it's a legitimate concern? I don't think so.
Fair.
All right. So, are you going to exit this space, or have you anything else you want to do here?
I quickly stay under the grass for a few minutes. Okay, we can go now. I miss outside. Outside is awesome.
I also miss outside.
See, other people get it. Outside is great.
I may have lived on the streets in a city, but it was still better than being in here.
There was natural light.
Exactly. And day-night cycles.
Yeah. Still don't know what time it is.
Or what day it is.
So,
I never knew what day it was.
the tower is yours. If you wish, we can even move through periods of day at acceleration. If you wish to specifically speak with people during a mealtime or catch them in a certain space.
I mean, I think, before we even start rummaging around downstairs, we may want to talk to at least Lome. Because that's important. I feel like we can get her on our side faster.
And where would you like to try and find her? Dinner time?
Finding her at meal. Yeah, I was gonna say finding her at dinner time is probably the best time to do it, because also then she doesn't have obligations right after.
Right. And in the interim, is there anything in particular which you are interested in doing?
Do we want to just test those cloaks just to see if they can get us downstairs? Okay.
It's a good idea.
Just to see. At this point, it's just walking down as many floors as we can before we get stopped.
Did you leave yours in the room, or did you grab it and take it with
No, I've
you?
been carrying it like a book under my arm.
I
You
shoved
said you
mine
put
in
your-
my bag.
Yeah, no, I basically it got handed to me and I'm just holding it because I don't know what to do with it. So I've just been holding it the whole time. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't that I don't know what to do with my hands thing. Yeah, but with the cloak in my hand.
Fair.
All right. So we're heading to the first of the lower floors, correct?
Just to see if we can do it.
Let's give it a look-see. Coming up upon the first set of animated armor. You approach.
Yeah, it's gonna walk forward.
As you approach, the armor holds out its arm and says, "Senior student, what is your purpose in the basement?"
There was something we needed for a project we were working on for the headmaster.
What something?
There's a book.
Bernardo will say, "It's an encyclopedia of electric eels!" And at that, the armor will shift its head and say, "Encyclopedias on animal life should be contained in the library, unless they are restricted." Bernardo will say,
We needed a book that's about blood magic.
it will sort of stall for a moment. "You are senior students. You are students of Headmaster Barrows. Proceed."
Oh. So we still need to get good at lying. Oops!
Bernardo will say, "I was sure that my eel encyclopedia excuse would work."
That's too common and not specific.
Electric eels, though.
Yeah, they're a thing.
They're just regular animals.
They're just a thing. If I wanted to turn into one, I could. I don't want to because there's not water, but I could do it.
Would you like to stop by the storage floor or move directly onto the third and down?
Storage. Do we need anything down there?
Where the servants' quarters are.
I don't think so. Oh, Gina, push to talk.
But in any case, the trick to lying, be specific, not too specific, don't be vague.
All right. Let's take us
Right.
to...
Next time I'll just turn into a spider. Climb across the ceiling. Easier
Excellent.
than lying.
Let's just take us to the third down. So, coming to here. We return to the set of descending floors which you have explored before. And you may continue as you will.
Sight of my puppy shenanigans.
And as you approach this set of animated armor, I should note, the set of armor which you encountered on the second floor seemed to be a replacement for the one that was bothered. And Bernardo spun up a fresh excuse, a desire to shine his armor in the armory. But with the amount of pressuring of senior studentry, you are allowed through. At this point, this armor will say, "Warning, do not bring any animals to this floor."
Underpassed. I'm not bringing any animals at all.
I was about to say, does wild shape count?
I didn't bring anything.
They
I
don't-
mean, I brought things because my bag is here, but I didn't bring any animals this time.
Mhm.
Kind of. A little bit. Okay, not really.
So what are we looking for? Bernardo asks.
the floors below here. Also, just testing the theory of these cloaks.
Right, but where are we starting the search?
Let's see. Crunchy room, which I still decided that they are still eating crackers there.
If only.
I mean, it's slightly better than what we thought it was. Slightly. Like, it is much more better. Alright. I just kind of walk very briskly past the cells because I can't do anything yet. Alright. I mean, these floors are a bit different from the other floors, but just based on the way this building works, per se.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the entrance is probably in that torture chamber room. Probably, maybe. I mean, I'm only going off of the fact that I have walked up and down these stairs 8,000 times. So, there has to be stairs. Because also there has to be something else in this building. Remember the whole weird dream thing that happened when we got here? Maybe we saw the past of this place. Basement's important. And not just as a drug mill. Have we checked this hallway down around this
You
stairs?
have been into that space. What you had seemed to find was doors of metal, some of which were banged on. Shouting was coming from behind some of which.
Okay. So that was, we figured it was more cells.
Reasonable assumption.
Alright. And the train tracks in the room where they were making the dust, they sloped upwards, you said?
That's correct.
Okay. Because they're coming from... Okay, they're probably coming in from ground level and... Right. Okay. I mean, if we want to escape, that might be an option. Instead of diving out of a window. Or hole in the wall.
I feel like that might be protected in some way, though.
Probably. Okay, so diving out the door, the hole in the wall is currently our only option.
'Cause that's the
Okay.
only option we know is probably not magically protected.
Okay, so these stairwells, I know the other stairwells you could just look down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this isn't a wall, this is just a railing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and it seems to simply lead into kind of a black void beneath.
Okay. My one good idea for the day. Okay, maybe not good idea, but my one idea for the day. I'm going to take... I probably have like a little small thing, maybe a little rock or something. Just small, or maybe if there's a chip on the floor or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. A small chip of rock thing, and just drop it and hear what happens. Because we haven't done that yet.
So,
Should have done that ages ago, but you know.
dropping chip of rock you said you wanted to find
Just
from...
something.
Just something?
Like a little something that I know will make noise if it hits the ground.
What do you have in your inventory? Drop.
Let's see, what do I got? The usual, the usual random adventurer things.
Pick something out of there.
Sure. Hey, I have a mess kit. We'll drop a.
Okay.
We'll drop a spoon.
Okay, you're dropping a
another one.
spoon.
I'll steal another one from dinner. It's fine.
It drops.
Mhm.
It lands.
There's a bottom.
I kind of figured that.
It's a magic tower. I wasn't sure, but also, we're on the bottom. We're like at the end, and it took time to hit the floor.
Let's go.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend diving off of this, for obvious reasons. Because I can't, like, fly or see down there.
Don't you have dark vision?
I do, but I just lean over and look. Can I see anything, or is it just the black nothingness of doom?
The latter.
Awesome. I mean, step 2 would be to drop a lit torch down there, but I feel like at some point we're going to get in trouble for throwing things.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my torch because I don't have dark vision.
Okay, in this wall,
In the
I want to just not in the wall, on the wall. I meant to say in the hall, and touching the wall, it turned into a thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to run my hands along the walls and see if I feel anything weird in this hallway. Anything that's not normal, or not what I'd expect to feel.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Running your hands across these walls, they feel consistent with the sort of worked stone of the tower's interior construction.
That's. I just figured I'd start with the walls here
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
this is the first bits of wall we have.
Not that one.
I've got a torch lit, so
I mean, there's torches along the walls, right?
In places, yes.
Okay, yeah.
still helpful for in between.
Or
Sure.
just drop it down the stairs. We can see what's in the bottom of the pit of doom. All right. Does it look like there's anything weird behind the armor here?
There's a torch posted on the wall as it corners, but
That's not
otherwise nothing
Okay.
objectionably out of the ordinary.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay. Approaching now
Yeah.
the door, which you might swing open if you would, into this experimentation chamber.
This
As
is
you-
the bookcase back here, right?
It is. It seems to be stuffed full with oft-used manuals and manuscripts. Doesn't seem to be as much library books as it seems to be more like anatomy books and those kind of reference materials for the kind of work that's being done here.
You said they look often used. Do
Mhm.
any of the books look like they haven't been moved in a long time?
You can find some which have more dust on them than others. But as you sort of figure through them, they're mostly kind of older editions or stuffed back a bit more. Nothing pops out at you.
Hmm.
One of the students will sort of approach from behind you and say, excuse me,
Yes.
can I help you?
Maybe.
All right.
So how do we get get to the floors below here?
Floors below. I'm sorry. I've always understood that this is the lowest.
Okay. Well then. Not quite, but that's fine. Are these students wearing the same cloaks as us?
These are not of your rank. No.
Okay, interesting.
But they, I would say, probably appear to have some kind of pin with similar sort of stripes to those that you're wearing.
Hmm.
So it's likely that they're here on some kind of a special assignment.
Hmm.
You get to work the torture room.
Yay. Next question. So how did you get assigned down here? We didn't even know down here existed until we reached the level we're at now.
Exemplary studies.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, we were again, we've just reached a new higher level and wanted to do a little exploring down here.
Yes, I remember when you all came in recently.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations on acquiring your senior cloaks.
Uh-huh. Thanks. I'm just gonna this is a gate, right?
It is a cell and there is a gate on it, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to like from where I can see from where I'm standing, if the walls look weird.
Make a perception check.
Splattered with blood or whatever, because it's terrible and horrible.
Aaron, feel free to move up and roll as well if you would like. Join in on this.
Oh, I'm good at those. I said that, which means I'm gonna roll like crap. No, I didn't.
Big number.
Almost a crit.
Okay. Both notice something out of the ordinary, out of the pattern of this room. Engraved on floor is a partial rune here. Curves up onto the wall a bit.
You said it goes up.
So if
up
this is
onto the wall?
if this is the floor and the wall, it is half here and half on the wall.
Oh, okay.
As if an image printed on a piece of paper that was then folded halfway.
Okay,
Why don't you roll Arcana checks to discern what that rune states?
Hey, I got a +1 on that, which means I have a +0. I'm awesome. So 18.
18?
Yeah, I have a +1 from the cloak, but I have a -1 because I'm dumb.
So an 18. That will do. This rune states simply blood.
Oh. Oh, I think I get it now.
Is this where blood magic comes from?
No, I think it's blood magic to get it. Does it look like we can get into the cell without casting Misty Step?
I would say that it's likely that there are some simple key rings on the belts of the various students here, but the door does appear to be locked.
I do have Mage Hand.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you because otherwise I'm just going to Misty Step in.
Yeah, I don't have Misty Step, but I do have Mage Hand.
You should have Misty Step. We all do.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
But still, Mage Hand to grab one of the keys.
Obvious.
Okay, so you all right.
Just being butthead.
Make a sleight of hand check and an Arcana check, and we'll take the higher of the rolls. Not bad.
Whoa. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, no. All right, so from this student right here, you just extend out the mage hand and lithely take that key ring. What are you going to do with it?
Want to go in?
Yes.
Unlock.
You unlock the door, and you can now proceed through this center file here.
They just don't even notice.
I'm just walking past like I know what I'm doing.
Well, so
I don't exactly, but I'm trying.
and as you move in, what are you doing with this keychain? Are you just holding onto it?
Yeah.
The student's gonna kind of turn around and go, "Huh? Did they just?" And the other student says, "Ah."
I've
They
already
just go
slipped the
back to the
keyring
room.
in my bag. They didn't even see it.
They didn't see it. It's not too hard to intuit what just happened. So,
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is take my trusty little needle, prick my
Mhm.
finger, poke the floor.
all right. And as you poke the floor, you feel a magical connection established with this rune, where you feel as though you could articulate your blood magic to cause something to occur.
Cause something to occur. Interesting. Just gonna see if I can like will it to be a door? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
As you will this rune into the state of a door, you find yourself transposed, and to your eyes, Aaron, Rhiannon disappears, shifted into a pile of blood molecules, and then shot into this rune.
Okay, we're gonna go do the same thing.
Bernardo says, "Are you kidding me? It just killed her!"
You don't know that.
And you don't know that I don't know.
We won't find out unless we try.
I don't want to find out. But I'm not
Good
going to
for
leave my
you.
friends behind.
I'm doing it.
He scowls. All right. You're doing it? So, Aaron,
Yep.
you repeat the same motion, and you will likewise find yourself shifted through to emerge in the next hallway. Rhiannon, you emerge first. Here.
Hello, stairs.
More stairs. That's all this place is.
Yeah.
Stairs leading down.
Bernardo was convinced that you died.
Eh. Oh, is there a rune on this floor too?
Hey, what?
Is there a rune on the floor on this? Yeah, I'm seeing
Yep.
it on the map.
Just
On
like
this side.
the other one.
Perfect. So we just poke it when we're done. I mean, listen, I could have died, but at this point, I hate everything here, and I need to find out the truth.
It's worth the risk, honestly.
I mean, it's that I'm stuck here forever.
And that's no
Yay.
kind of like.
Bernardo finally comes through
See, I'm not dead.
and kind of nods. We are
And
not
also,
dead.
look, stairs.
I love stairs.
I am starting to think that this building was initially built by the person who invented stairs, and they were just trying their new invention over and over and over again.
Listen, it must have been invented by a barbarian. They love their athletics.
They do. They do like to just go running into things a lot. However, the turns make me think somebody with a little bit more sense. Do.
As you begin to descend down the stairs, you hear the shimmering of the rune activating once again.
I just slide up here so I can poke my head around the corner.
And stepping into view, the headmaster looks down the stairs. Says, "Little explorers."
I knew there was more floors than the one we were on.
Tell me, what so inspires your curiosity?
Because you were hiding Alvina down here.
She was here for a time, it is true. Care you to confront me on her state?
Oh, yes, there's something horrifically wrong. I think you took more of her memories.
And potentially replaced them with marketing material.
The three of you, myself, were able to come to a very respectable agreement. Unfortunately, Alvina refused all such agreements which were put to her. I was offered simply no choice but to enact a standard practice. It gave me no pleasure to do, and it is reversible. And I may be willing to do so for your sakes, but you must appreciate the fact that it was quite out of hand. Attempting to sling spells of a horrible nature in my direction. I chose to act.
Because you don't have blood magic where you could throw up a shield where you were protected.
Would you prefer me have put her down?
I think
After all, at a certain point, when one is trying to attack you, you are left with few options.
the scientist
Conveniently leaving out the context of why.
She was upset. She did not like revelations of old memories, as you discovered.
Did she not like the old memories, or did she just not like the fact that they were taken away?
Does the difference mean much?
Yes, you took away my best friend from me. Thankfully, I remember him. I didn't hate that memory. I hated the fact that you took it away.
Things need not escalate. We need not get upset.
Fine.
How can we make amends?
Don't turn people into zombies? I mean, not the actual zombies, but I mean, just pretty close.
Shall I
Brainwashing.
return Alvina's memories to her?
Yes.
Let us do it. Comfort of our room. Me, Aaron, Lulu.
He reaches into
Some
his
are calm,
robe and
some are
produces a blue liquid-filled vial, holds in his hand and says, "Would you like this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then come."
I knew it wasn't that easy.
He begins to ascend the stairs, looking over his shoulders.
I start falling. I just needed to know that there was a downstairs, and now I know. Really all I wanted.
He will wait and say, "Ladies first," gesturing towards the rune.
Poke. Turn into molecules!
Will allow you to transpose yourselves through it.
I really hate this room. I mean, I hate most of the rooms here, but this one in particular.
And then Bernardo eventually comes through and he'll say, "Damn, man. I hate him."
He's right behind you.
"Yes, but he insisted that I was more a lady than him. Or at least he inferred it."
Or he just wanted to let you go first to be polite. You're not a lady, Bernardo.
In other words, he wasn't going to leave us down there alone.
Just fine. Like I said, my curiosity is fed. I now know that there is more downstairs. I mean, it's weird to become molecules, but you know, it happens.
As you pass through this chamber, various students will say, "Oh, headmaster. Hello." Say, "Greetings."
Yeah.
As you make your way, the headmaster will walk with you as you proceed up towards the 9th floor. Upon reaching this floor, he will...
When we get there, I hold my hand out.
Perfect. He will accompany you to the point of outside of your room. And then
We follow.
hand you the vial. Say,
Thank you.
let it not be said that I am not humble.
Thank you.
He nods his head. Before stepping away down the hall. And disappearing down the stairs.
Bernardo, you may want to be in here for this.
I don't trust this. This was too easy.
That's why I'm going. Is this that? Do we have like something not too big I can just slide in front of the door?
Certainly you could slide one of the wardrobes.
Yeah.
Did he really just give us Elvina's untainted memories that easily?
And that's why I'm blocking the door. I want to make sure that if something goes wrong, we're not going to have her running throughout the building.
Because I feel like he messed with it.
Oh, entirely possible. I'm going to talk to her before we say everything's okay. Let's go. Is Elvina asleep? Elvina's sleeping.
Elvina is asleep, and you come into Lulu, who is staring at a dragon chessboard, and yet its organization is a bit strange. It's not the sort of usual pieces lined up. Instead, the white king piece rests in the center of the board, on the middle of the 4 squares. Around it are 4 white pieces. A knight, a bishop, a rook, and a queen.
Okay, I don't know much about chess, but I know that's not normal.
And on the edges of the board are 6 different black pieces, and she's just moving them around almost in a circular pattern. And then as you step into the room, she abruptly grabs the bishop, the white bishop in the center, and slams it into one of the black pieces, sending the black piece off the board onto the floor, and you hear a as if it is broken. And she
I just
leans
plopped
the
out of
bishop
the chair
over on
next
its
to her.
side, then moves all of the black pieces into the center. And then when the last one she moves in, she uses it to knock over the king.
Are you okay?
Lulu.
Huh? And she drops the pieces that was in her hand and says, "Oh, hello. Welcome back." What?
It's okay.
Oh no, I think I broke one of the pieces. Moves over
Oh,
onto the floor and
don't
picks up the one which was knocked over. A
Not a
black
big
Well-
deal.
knight.
We'll make it. Somebody around here can help us fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Mending
I can
is a
fix it.
spell. Oh, well, there you go.
She'll, I believe that, she has the mending spell. Mending
Yeah.
cantrip, so she can just use that.
There you go.
No big deal.
So, how was your game of Dragon Chess with Elvina?
Terrible. She's usually a very good player, but I beat her every game.
We know why.
Yes,
And I hold up the vial. He took more.
I'm not surprised.
Got it back. I'm not really sure if it's untainted or not, but
Yeah, he just gave it to us without any fuss. So
he did give it to us basically to get us from going further down. I mean, I
But
will say
still.
that. Oh, we also found the floors beneath what everybody thinks is the bottom floor. It's there.
She'll nod her
I
head.
kind of want to see what's further down there. At some point.
Do
But-
too, but if we can help Elvina, I'd rather.
Obviously.
If that area is hard to access, then it's likely that below will be even harder. I somewhat get the sense that when we go down beneath that 5th floor, we're questing for all of it.
Something tells me that they made it hard to get down to because I don't know if it's going to be harder to get further down. Just whatever's down there, we're not supposed to find.
I guarantee
Barely-
that
I barely saw the rune on the floor that got us there.
Oh my god,
Also, it was weird. I mean, I will tell you, it's not just walking through a door to get there.
And I guarantee using that rune alerted the headmaster.
Oh, 150%. Also, he probably uses some kind of teleportation thing to get all around the building, which
Oh, yeah, obviously.
really annoying. Because I want to do that because I don't want to walk down all the stairs all the time.
Right.
I feel like that should be spell 1 we learn. Because welcome to...
I feel like they don't want us having that.
I mean, probably, but getting to dinner and getting back up here from dinner, not fun.
Bernardo will say, I guess that at least it serves as our exercise regimen. Imagine if they had us running. Ugh.
Ew. No. No, thank you. Has Elvina been sleeping long?
Lulu will say, oh, not too long, but you can wake her if you
We've-
wish.
We found out what happened, kind of. She was given the same offer we were. Only apparently she attacked the headmaster, which is why he took her memories. And
Bernardo said,
put
I
her
told
below
you
the
we could have
bridge.
taken him.
No, we would have lost her memories again and had to go through the whole rigmarole all over again.
And actually, it probably would have been harder because we would have had more taken and replaced with brainwashy stuff.
And he'll just kind of smirk and nod his head. Lulu will calmly shake Elvina awake. We'll come to him and say, oh, hello again. She'll make her way out of the bed.
So, we got this for you. Now hold the file.
My
If you-
memories, she'll say.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
Do you know?
I don't need them.
You don't want to remember the people in your life that you loved? You don't want
I
to
have what
remember-
I need.
Do you?
Maybe we should have left her asleep.
I am
I got an
content.
idea.
I appreciate what you've done for me, but I don't need it. Bernardo says,
Okay.
shall I get the spoon?
No, I dropped that down the hole, remember?
I have one.
Oh. Great.
And he'll also produce a spoon.
Oh yeah, by the way, we did find out there is a bottom to the edge of this. If you look over the edge of the stairs, there's a bottom. I dropped a spoon. There's a bottom.
Elvina will nod and
It's
say,
not just a pit of nothing.
sure there are many things you could find, but some knowledge is meant to be forgotten.
I forgot my best friend because of this place. It's like a brother to me, and I forgot him. Do you want to forget that? Potentially?
She shrugs, says, if this is the kind of discussion I'm waking up to, perhaps I should go back to sleep.
Perhaps you should. We should probably go to dinner anyways.
Yeah.
She'll climb back into bed.
Mhm.
Lulu will say, coming with you, this is upsetting.
Fine. Let's go to dinner. We do need it. You might be able to help us talk to, May.
Alright. Are you all making your way outside of your room then?
Yep. Pushing the
Alright.
the cover back. And I walk through the wall. As soon as we're out of the room, just gonna be like, you think that we could just put our memories in her dinner?
That's literally what I was thinking. Like, put them in a drink or something.
Yeah.
Or drop it down her throat while she's sleeping.
I feel like she might drown, actually. It's not liquids when you're sleeping is not safe.
Mm.
But again, I mean, just
Spike her drink.
season her dinner with her memories.
It is a liquid, so I feel like a drink would work better.
There are drinks along with your dinner. You are not made to be thirsty.
Yeah, but if it's water, the blue liquid will show up. Unless it's in a tankard, like a
Do they
not
have
glass?
mead or wine?
let's just see what our options. Like I said,
I believe some alcohol was acquired for Salave's last party, which you attended early on. So
we did.
that could probably
I-
be acquired.
I'm like, how much liquid is in the vial? Because I'm thinking if you just all over. Is it like
It's
gravy?
is yay much maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's gravy in
Sure.
dinner, we can hide it in our dinner.
Yes.
If there's not gravy at dinner. New plan.
Shall we go with that fact that as you enter the hall, you can see that the senior student Damastes, who is sitting at this table alone at this time, is currently consuming some gravy.
Yes.
There's gravy.
Where's May? Oh, there she is.
As you enter the hall, Bernardo says, "May I take a stab at this troublous fellow again? I don't mean with my rapier, only my wits."
Go for it.
Don't start too much of a ruckus.
77.
Like a little bit of a ruckus is totally fine. Just not too much of one.
Not a lot.
Little ruckus.
Yeah.
He'll
We'll
say,
go sit with May.
"Metropolis, how's your golem coming? Any better than last time?" Metropolis will turn around, the disgruntled expression, and say, "How can the same question be just as stinging the second time, you stinker?" Bernardo will just give a follow along.
Well, at least he has a hobby.
It's nice to have hobbies.
He'll say,
Annoying control.
"I have two hobbies. One of them looks like that, and one of them," and he changes into Lewis again, "looks like this."
So you have one hobby, which is being annoying.
Just gonna send a little fire spark at him.
And he'll remove the illusion.
Thank you. And just kind of plop down.
As you take a
Lome.
seat at this table, Lome and Cedric will look to you and say, "Hello! Thanks for joining us. How are you doing?"
Done a lot, but we're doing well. How are you?
She'll say, "We're great!" Cedric will kind of silently nod his head.
Does he look okay?
He looks fine. He's just quiet.
Okay, that's fine. So, because I mean, we've been away at other classes and stuff. What have we missed?
Lome will say, schoolwork mostly. Nothing particularly exciting, to be, unfortunately honest. Shrugging her shoulders.
Just kind of look. Have you heard anything from Salave?
I've heard that she's going around, rousing some kind of rabble up.
If I told you I know what the rabble is.
Then I'd be interested to hear it. That's some juicy drama. Cedric also
Well-
kind of turns himself towards you.
So, first of all, before coming here, what do you remember? Do you have any...
Oh, I applied to
Goals?
come. I did my pre-education, and then came here as soon as I could.
Mhm.
But what do you remember of your childhood?
Well, I can tell you about my mother and my little brother. He's not magical like me. And Lome will go on a tangent talking
Okay.
about various generic details of
Le-
life.
Right. What do you remember about the day before you came here?
That was cold. But we rode down here together, my parents and I. They saw me off. We hugged and kissed goodbye. It was kind of mellow, but then we walked through those front doors right over there, and she gestures towards the main entryway to the tower.
So you know that some of us didn't come here the same way, but also things were a little more vague for us.
Oh, okay.
Namely, you didn't remember things.
Okay. Do you have some kind of a
Well-
memory problem?
We did. Some of us are missing our memories on purpose because somebody took them from us. And some of us have gotten them back.
Cedric will nod and say, that would actually explain something.
What do you mean?
No, I just mean how the aptitude of students seems somewhat inconsistent, especially with their age. Sometimes you have lower level students who are much older than those who are of sort of appropriate learning age, like Lomé and myself. Just something I
Well-
observed, but never could really put my finger on.
You're not far off. Some of us, particularly those of us who didn't come here of our own volition, memories taken.
Oh,
And
man.
some of us, looking between Bernardo and Aaron, and kind of just giving Lulu just a little smile. Some of us have gotten them back. Salivate.
Lomé will say, well, that sounds great. How'd you get him back? Is that like a reward for, the new capes? Which congratulations, by the way.
It's not a reward.
First, we got the capes because we took them back. I didn't say we.
Oh.
You should have said we got them back.
Wait, is this like a hidden challenge kind of thing where like...
Something like that. So,
You never had your memories taken, so you can't get them back.
Right. I can't get back something that I never lost. Yeah, of course.
So it's not a challenge thing, because that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Since not everyone can participate.
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, I guess it's better that way then. So, how did you get him back?
so remember the day of the sphere fight that we weren't at?
Yeah.
And remember how the building kind of shook?
Yeah.
Right. So we may.
Does a building shake when you find memories?
No. That actually not exactly connected, but kind of.
Okay.
That
listening.
was a
I'm
space.
following.
That was a space rock
Cool.
that hit the building while we were in the room. So I know you're a big fan of rolls and things.
A good girl
If
always
broke-
is.
Some rolls are meant to be broken.
Okay.
But so we figured something out and took them back ourselves. Breaking a rule or two.
Okay.
Salivate isn't rabble rousing. She's trying to help, trying to get people to understand that things aren't exactly what they seem.
And help them get their memories back as well.
That too. Listen, could you imagine not remembering your brother? Could you imagine just not knowing your family?
And being aware of the fact that you can't remember.
But aren't,
Break your heart.
with no insult, aren't all the people who've had things taken criminals?
Was I a criminal?
I don't know, were you?
What would you do if you discovered that innocent creatures were being killed and the people doing the killing were doing it against their will?
Well, that'd be time to fight back.
Exactly. That's what I did. But
Okay.
I'm here because of it.
Would you
Because I
call
stood
me?
up for people.
And would you call me a criminal just for using the message cantrip to send a message to a friend?
I mean, that was a little... If you didn't get caught, I'm sure it's fine.
I obviously did.
But why
That's
is
why I'm
message?
here.
Why is message wrong? Why is talking
I
to somebody's?
don't...
LeMay, I get it. I get it. You wanted to be here. You wanted to learn. Which, don't get me wrong, learning magic is great, especially for somebody like you who learns with books.
And that's how wizards come to be, and some of them are fantastic.
I'm sure you're going to be a great wizard.
This time, you hear the shuffling sound of a robed professor who is making his way over. The other student who is at your table, kind of quietly listening to all of this, gives a... finishes what's in his tankard and kind of shifts away.
As I hear the shuffling, I just start eating my dinner.
And this professor will come to the end of the table. This is the professor of knowledge. This is Professor Icaire. He will approach your
professor
table.
whose class we almost fell asleep in.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm just going to start talking about random school stuff.
Yeah, say, hello there, students. I wanted to come check on you. I sensed that things were amiss. Is everything all right?
Everything's perfectly fine, Professor.
We're just discussing our homework.
Cedric will turn and say, we've had some recent revelations of late. Revelations about the nature of feathers in conjunction with the Feather Fall spell. When used appropriately, they can actually amplify its effect, if only subtly. The Care will say, aha, yes, a wise student among you, I see. And LeMay is just kind of doing her best.
We've been moved up and we didn't even know this about feathers.
Yeah.
And I love feathers.
The Care will say, this is why it pays to pay attention to your fundamentals. Clearly just delighted with himself.
Truly adorable.
And LeMay will say, we've been doing all the fundamentals we can. Smiling through the pain. And Ikara will say, all right, well, I just wanted to check on you. It's...
Thank you so much, sir.
He'll make his way back. LeMay says, what do you guys want? What do you want with me?
Understand what's happening here.
Okay.
That's all.
And that it's not good.
LeMay, I know you want to be here. You want to learn, and that's wonderful. But I'm just worried that a lot of people could get hurt here. A lot of people are already getting hurt here.
Cedric will say,
just kind of look at if there's any members of any of the kitchen staff wandering around.
sure, they're consistently
Yeah, no,
on.
I mean just looking a lot of people are already getting hurt.
This time Cedric will say, all right then. What's our next step? Bernardo will say, well, joining the cult, of course.
We don't have a cult. That's far too much work.
It's kind of a cult.
It's really not. Cedric, don't listen to him.
Cedric kind of chuckles, appreciating the humor.
I mean, if you want to join one, I'm not going to stop you. Just this isn't one. Well, if you can... Salive's putting together folks. We're trying to get more people on our side. Trying to... More folks to understand what's happening here. It seems that you already noticed something wasn't right before we even said anything.
Are you looking to extend the invitation to the mansion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll let him know. I was like, listen, obviously we have a spot we meet. Tell Salivade you've talked to us, and she'll tell you where the meeting place is.
We will consider it.
Not a problem. Just when it comes to finding the meeting space, ask her. Cedric, how long have you been here?
Honestly, similar amount of time to LeMay. We've kind of been on the same education track.
Okay. I mean, I know that even just the lack of day-night cycle is kind of makes it a little difficult to figure out how long you've been here. But just wondering. So you applied as well.
I did.
Excellent.
So you have all your memories.
I believe so.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense because they're not going to care about the people who applied to be here because they want to be here.
Sure. For when I can catch somebody to get a meal for Alvina and season the gravy a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little bland.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
So, would you like to, at this time, with said gravy, return to your rooms?
Yeah, as we're walking up, I'm just gonna tell Aaron, it all seems to perfect Lame's memories. Wondering if she didn't lose them, they were just tweaked.
That may be the case.
I mean, I know a lot of us are here as prisoners, but there's a lot of memories.
We'll have to ask Cedric about his next meal
Yeah.
to compare, because I want to see.
His sound almost identical, then we know.
Yeah, because she just may have an idyllic view of her life beforehand. We don't know.
I mean, also, listen, there are people who have normal childhoods. I wasn't
That
one
too.
of them, but
And some people also block out the trauma and can't remember it on their own. So
also true. Also very true.
that's why I want to compare.
Very true. Just plop down. Brought you dinner.
Let's just say, thank you, very kind. I've been feeling a bit exhausted as of late. Bernardo says,
Listen.
I'm going to take a bath.
You have your room!
Close the curtain.
He closes the curtain.
Just...
Using the
Alvina,
message
I would
cantrip.
love to say I swear this doesn't happen, but, well, I don't. I don't with him.
Using the message cantrip to talk to Rhiannon. He's probably doing this to eavesdrop on the situation.
Probably, but still. Yeah, so just hand her dinner.
And Alvina will begin consuming it and have a bit of a strained expression on her face. Or kind of... After finishing most of it, saying, I think I need to lie down again, and then collapsing onto the floor halfway to the bed.
Can you guys give me a hand getting her back into bed? I forgot about that part.
You can do so
Thanks.
without too much difficulty.
Yeah, okay. Was that my finest moment? No, it wasn't. Do I care? Not exactly.
So Lulu will say, all right. Well, day has
mean, we
passed. What's tomorrow?
Well, we've gotten one more. I would think we might have gotten one more person on our side, so that's something. I guess tomorrow we might want to try talking to. Oh God, I forgot his name.
Cedric.
No, not Cedric.
Johnston? Or are you
Johnston.
speaking
That
of
guy.
Damastes?
No, Johnston. Damascus might be a good person to talk to.
Johnston was on our list, though.
Johnston was on our list, but Damascus wasn't just because I didn't think about it.
Yeah, we'll add him.
I mean, just see what he knows. Because the other thing is I mean,
We
they
also gotta
are.
feel out how willing they would be.
Johnston's already been standoffish about it.
Yeah,
At
that's
the
why
very
I'm-
least.
And he's sent some subtle threats our way, not so subtle, so.
Well, I can send some not so subtle threats too.
So I remember him saying some stuff to us.
I remember that.
So he might have to be strong-armed.
That's why I'm thinking Damascus might.
We'll start with him.
We'll start with him. I just want to know what he knows. Because the other thing is with both of them, they're on the same track. They're on the same level as Salave, right? Are they? I can't remember. Yeah, they're in the same running the same class track as LFA, so they may have also already heard things.
True.
Whereas, I mean, LeMay's a sweetheart. She tries, but
I feel like she might also be being suppressed with how how bad she is.
that's, I mean, because just because of the way that I learned magic, age wasn't really something I noticed. But Cedric's right. This is generally like if you're gonna be like a wizard. I mean, that's why that one professor is 8 million years old. Because that's just what wizards do. They have to study forever to become wizardy.
Learning magic through just sheer knowledge is harder.
Yeah. And so, like, yes, he's 8 million years old.
It's not like you and I.
No, I mean, like, and that's the thing is also, I mean, I don't know about you, but I also just grew up, because that's the other thing is these folks haven't grown up in just a place with magic. I did. That's just what we did.
I grew up on the streets, but because of my draconic ancestry, I just innately had it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, I also, like, I saw little kids doing little cantrips, but I also remember that there's been people in my village who were, they had magic, but they didn't use it a lot. And so it was like, oh, look, I grew a plant. I was like, okay, I've been doing that since I was 5, but that's good for you too. I mean, it wasn't really like something we really said anything bad about. It was just everybody wanted their own pace. But also, again, because there's not I mean, yes, there are books, we've seen them, that could totally teach you how to do what we do, but that's not how we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I had my friend Martha. She was a high elf, so she knew a little bit about magic, and that's how I learned the start of it.
That's the other thing is, also, I mean, I'm a wood elf, but still elf. It's just our existence is a little bit difficult than humans.
Exactly, that's how I got it started, but I already had the innate.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, there's definitely like things there, but again, like, just certain people are just like, magic has touched their whole existence already, so
exactly
it's different. But yet, I mean, the fact that we've been pushing through this, and somebody like Lomé, who studies ridiculously, is, I mean, she had issues with cure wounds.
If only we could get one of the warlock patrons in here. Could have her make a pact.
I'm the only one with a pact in this room.
And you hate your patron. Or, sorry, mildly dislike right now.
We're having a rough patch. Don't worry about it. And you hear
Why are you in our bathtub?
You hear her splashing around. Says, "I'm having a bath. What do you think?"
Is Lomé even aware of warlocks?
That's
or
a
how
good
that
question.
can happen? Because it would be a much easier path.
Yeah, but
yes and no, but
yeah. If you're going to make a mess, you better clean up any water you spill on the floor. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
Not making a mess. And you hear the sound of a towel flop onto the floor.
Ah, you're unmaking the mess you already made.
Okay, you trash panda.
That is very mean to raccoons. They're sweet little weirdos. Don't bring them into this.
They also make messes, though.
They do.
I hope for Paul's sake I'm not overdoing Bernardo here.
They're lovable.
But they also don't talk, so.
To you.
True.
Oh, Alvina, are you okay?
She walks over, pulls the chair out, and sits down. Lulu puts a hand on her arm and says, Alvina looks up towards the three of you and says,
I'm really sorry.
I'm not okay, but I'm better than I was.
You remember things now?
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sorry for sneaking it into your dinner.
And doing that without
you. Needed to.
But we felt like it wasn't you saying no.
Okay,
it wasn't
good.
me.
Okay, good. So
She looks
Really just
pissed.
okay. Did he really just give us her? Okay. So what do you remember?
A cage. Funnel, almost. Agony.
I hate him so much.
Lulu
What else is
Lulu
new?
looks towards you and says, I wonder if him giving her back to us was more a warning than anything else.
Go ahead.
I guarantee it.
Give me a warning. I don't care. He's a
Yeah.
monster.
Albina says, you're damn right he is. And I'm actually getting glimpses of my old life.
You'll remember everything after you sleep.
Yeah.
After you sleep tonight.
I think I was what you might best refer to as a free-range, homegrown mage.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. How is everything? Do people know? Have you shared the knowledge?
Yes. So, we gave Salave back her memories. Kind of feel bad about that one.
That's
Really
more
bad about
insightful
that
than
one.
I would have given credit for. Good job.
It was the one we could find.
It's a good one.
Unfortunately, I feel bad because she's kind of came here willingly. She wanted to fall off the map. So, I feel a little bad. However,
Her influence will
she's
do
got
good work.
people.
She
It
also
is.
doesn't seem upset that she has him back, so.
I know. Allow me to just feel guilty. I got mine back and I feel guilty about a lot of things, so this is just on the pile.
Fair.
But yes, she's gotten people together. She also has a meeting place that is
Secret.
away from listening ears. Far away from listening ears.
You think she might be there now?
I don't know.
Potentially. I go on a trip to the library.
Let's try it.
Trust.
I'd always ask Lewis.
No.
I
No,
know.
we can't.
Exactly.
Because if
Yeah, he's in on that too. Not a big fan, but whatever.
you haven't taken them already, I at least want to see what's inside that memory vault.
Okay.
We took what I took
Well.
what we could. Oh, that's the other thing.
But
Sorry.
it'll help people to see it, to believe
Yes.
Yeah.
Catching you up. Giant rock from space. A whole table of memories is gone.
it. Then let's meet Salave, meet the people
Yes.
she's working with,
Mhm.
and as soon as we can, get to that vault. They need to see.
Oh, that's the other thing about the vault. Remember Space Rock? There's a gaping hole in the tower now.
Yeah, there's a hole in the wall.
We saw outside. Also, the time thing here, no sense because that was what? Pre-dinner. Moon was out. Freaking moon. So we have no time here. Bernardo, we're going downstairs if you want to come.
I'll be right behind you. He'll say,
You know where
Make
we're going.
sure you're dressed.
Of course, I am a decent man. Do not call me anything less than a gentleman.
Okay, I won't call you anything. Hi.
Bye.
I am a wood elf. I am fast. I just run out the door. Bye-bye.
And so, with your group together, Alvina follows with great intensity. You make your way to the library to meet with Salave and those who have gathered in interest of learning the secrets of their presence here in the tower. And it's not long before folks are roused, brought together, and Alvina leads all of you to the 8th floor, to the doors of the Hall of Memories. She wants
Oh,
people
Cedric
to
and
see.
Alome? How delightful.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me happy. I like Cedric. Alome is, she's trying.
She's so innocent.
She's so cute.
The door stands before you.
Oh, right. How did we get in here before?
Alvina places her hand upon it. It no longer possesses the glow of protection that there was before, which had been removed by the item that Lulu had procured.
Right.
Speaking of Lulu,
Now
at
I
this
remember.
time, you can see in your periphery that Lewis has placed a hand on her shoulder and says, "Little lady, might I be able to offer you a kind, private dinner one of these nights?"
Lewis.
Lewis.
Off.
Lulu will turn towards him and say, "There really has to be more to you than this."
Maybe
Say,
his
"What's that have to even mean?" Alvina says, "Everyone quiet. We're
Okay.
here." She's going to push open the door to the Hall of Memory.
There's still a giant gaping hole in the wall. No!
And as you step in, stone from beyond still rests here with a sort of cordoning fence put up around it. You can see that the gaping hole in the wall still exists, but is now covered by a softly shimmering barrier of force. And of course, as you have immediately observed, the tables are empty.
Although this doesn't surprise me. They weren't just gonna leave this. Hey,
And it just slides down the wall and is just pissed.
they weren't just gonna leave it like this.
I know.
You know where they probably put them? Where we were headed.
Downstairs.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to get down there undetected.
You hear the sounds of footsteps in the hall. People are approaching. Turning, you can see two of the professors coming. Will you await their arrival?
Did we close the doors behind us?
Would you like to?
Yeah.
Doors are
You
presently
push them, I
closed.
can just push it from where I'm sitting.
Right. Everyone, shh.
You hear a knock, knock, knock upon the door, and the voice of charming Professor Alistair says, "Hello in there. Students, I unfortunately must inform you that the Vault of Memories is off limits to those who are not of a senior rank. Folks, are you in there?" Cedric looks to Lomé, who is antsy, just kind of step in place. You hear the voice of Professor Mina that says, "If you're in there, please come out. It would be most unfortunate if consequences needed befall you. Let this serve as a warning. We're not going to force our way in there, but we'll know. We'll know whom you are."
Stand up.
And Alistair will speak to say, "Let that be all that is said. Please find yourselves back to your beds, and hopefully this can all be left in the past." And you hear the footsteps of them walking away down the hall. Shoes on stone. Clock, clock.
Hall of what memories?
Yeah, there's nothing in here. Why is it off limits?
I just point to the giant rock in the middle of the room. I think there is
Why?
something in here.
The rock?
Space rock!
It's not like we can do anything with it.
Alvina looks at the rock and starts speaking, but her gaze at the rock is not a focused one. It's lost in space. She says, "This isn't about what's here. This isn't about what's not here. It's about sending a message. They're telling us, follow the rules or else. They're telling us what you're about to try and do isn't going to go well." And then she turns
Yes,
towards everyone in the
everything else.
room, says, "Is that going to deter us?" Is that going to deter all of you from revealing the truth? The truth about yourselves, the truth about all of us here. Those of us who didn't want to be here, and who did nothing wrong, but found themselves here anyway. And the people in the room shift with uncertainty, but Salave will say, I, for one, am committed to finding this truth.
You heard what they called this room. They told us outright. Hall
Yeah, they
of
told us
Memories.
the name.
Cedric will say, I believe that there were memories here. You have my belief. Lewis will say, how can you believe something so stupid? Why call a room the Hall of Memories if there's no memories in it?
If you don't want to join us,
Salave slaps him
don't.
upside the head.
Thank you!
He gives it, ow!
Honestly, why are you here if you don't believe us anyway?
I believe you, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, don't.
I can turn it into a bear and maul you to death. Just
I
so
have
you're aware.
I have real firepower and I know how to use it.
Yeah.
Stop being a jackass.
At this time,
We know how to get downstairs.
will say,
We just have to figure out how to do it undetected.
Salave, do you have beds in that mansion of yours? She'll say, of course. She says, I think we should all rest together tonight. Dividing right now would be a time to be conquered.
And I don't trust sleeping in the rooms they've given to us because they know where we are there.
Yeah. No, this is... It makes sense. And don't worry about a bed for me. I'll just sleep out in the garden. It's okay.
Alvina's gonna say, we may have time, we may not. What do you all think? Tomorrow morning, after we filled our stomachs, we don't go to class, we go downstairs, and we find answers.
Let's do it. I'm done with this place.
So you will all depart, headed for that magnificent mansion where you might all rest. Is there anything during your rest here that you would wish to do? Or shall we move to breakfast on the next day?
How long does this take? Damn it.
Take your long rests, and for Monday, you can start thinking about this now. Monday, you will be coming in at level 9.
I'm sleeping on one of the benches out in the garden because I miss the feeling of outside.
Oh, I just take off my shoes. I am sleeping right in the grass.
Also because the bench feels more at home than the beds do.
Perfect.
It's the closest thing I have to outside.
Bernardo is going to sleep on the table.
Bernardo, do you know there are beds? Aren't you Mr. Fancy Pants?
I was about to say I'm as surprised someone as poncy as him is sleeping on a table.
This is the second time he's done it.
He does it nonetheless.
Weird.
So, is there anything you wish to do during this period of long rest, or tomorrow, which may well be your last day in this tower?
I don't think there's anything else really left to do.
No.
Okay. All right then. Let us, in that case, continue forward. We come to the ground floor. Come to your arrival in the hall for breakfast. You will need to eat. You are hungry. Do you wish to attempt to convince Damosthenes to join your cause?
Yeah.
He stands here.
Yeah.
You are joined now by Alvina.
I just kind of plop myself to the table.
And Alvina will sit right next to him and say, "Hi." He'll say, "Oh, hello. I'm somewhat surprised to see you here. I thought you'd often departed for the Empire. A career past your graduation." She'll say, "There is no graduation. I was stuck in a torture chamber below for what I uncovered."
Oh
Our
yeah, by the
lost
way,
memories.
there's a torture chamber that's actually just school ordained, and then there's, lower than the 5th basement.
Damasthes will say, "I don't like any of this. In fact, I wish I'd
neither
rather
do we."
heard none of it. This is going to
Sorry.
lead to ill for all of you." Alvina will say, "Are you kidding me?" He says, "I'm not joking. Don't tell me any more. The more I know, the more incriminated I'll be."
There's some people who don't like conflict and just like to pretend things don't exist. Better off without them.
Johnston takes the seat and says,
Watch him though as he walks away. I just want to see, because does he look indignant, or does he look worried?
He is just shaken and just annoyed and flustered and very just bah duh. It's the
He
reaction
knows it's true.
reaction of someone that
Good.
doesn't like what he just heard.
Good. That's
Johnston has a seat and says,
fine. Oh, you.
"Just overheard a bit of what you said. Did not keep yourself
threaten us
quiet,
again?
Alvina. It's good to see you. How are you?" Alvina will look at him and say, "You piece of shit." Say,
I just look at Alvina. What?
"Excuse me?" Say, "You're in on it, aren't you? You're in with all the professors and all of it. You're here to keep the students docile and quiet. Isn't that right?" Say, "I'm sorry. I can't help but feel a bit attacked by that." And
Oh,
he looks
please.
to you with sort of puppy dog eyes.
That's not a very convincing act.
Does it look like
I've tried to
I'm
protect
trying to
you
suss
all.
him out?
I've tried to warn
From
you all.
what?
Every
From
time you've gone
what?
against the policies of the tower and
Why?
brought yourself ill.
Why? Why are you protecting us? What do you know?
We're the
Why do you need to
best.
protect us?
We're your best. Best of you.
Best of what?
Don't want to end up in the lower levels.
What do you know about this place?
And why do you know it?
All I know is that it goes bad for you. And Alvina's gonna grab his shoulder and say, "I know what it's like because I was down there. That doesn't mean something shouldn't be done about it." Johnston's going to stand and remove his hand and
Alvina.
say,
Johnston, listen. Coming from somebody who's annoyed, but trying to be level-headed here. What do you know? How long have you been here, and what do you know?
Johnston shakes his head and walks away from him.
How do you feel about people losing their memories? Sure.
Continues to ignore you. You can see he has a seat alongside Damasthes.
Does he have anything similar to the students in the torture chamber? Like that
No.
pin or something? Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all.
Alvina shakes
I
his
never
head.
did. I never trusted him.
I thought Johnston was nice, but I didn't. Seemed
What are you reading?
off.
He was nice until we
Off.
started stepping out of line, remember?
He already gave me a weird feeling when I asked him the question I asked everybody when I got here. Don't you miss outside?
And he
Somebody
didn't
who
seem to
Yes, you know,
care.
I think I want that over the drum
So-
gun. If anybody wants a drum gun.
Advanced in nature magic, it seemed. Thing.
Alvina's gonna
All right.
flusteredly stand up and say,
Alvina,
"Do you want to eat here, or
Alvina.
should we eat with someone else?"
let's go eat with. Let's go find somebody pleasant to go eat with, like Lome. I can't deal with eating with Salivate. I can't. Hi.
You have a seat.
I'm just kind of grumpily eating scrambled eggs.
Lome will look up towards Alvina and say, "It's true, isn't it? All of it." Alvina will nod her head quietly.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, though.
We're sorry to shatter your vision of what you thought learning magic would be like.
LeMay, if we can, we will find somebody who can help you learn magic.
An
It's
actual
not
wizard.
like this. Someone who wants to see you grow.
A wizard
to
that's
see you
not
succeed.
affiliated with this place.
Lulu will say, "You can learn from my teacher. I had the best teacher."
Lulu, what do you remember? Did you
Sorry,
do it?
what?
You didn't.
Oh, sorry.
No, never. I want to know. I just want to see you know who you are and maybe not have these flashes all the time. Maybe it'll be better.
Passing by one of the servants, you observe the tall, dark-robed figure, the headmaster entering the hall.
I reach across the table and put a hand on Alvina's hand. We've got to do this right. Just stay put, okay?
She nods.
Eat your breakfast. I mean, the eggs aren't bad.
Pastas are pretty okay.
Oh god, he's talking.
Headmaster Barrow steps atop the pedestal and says, "Students of the Mage Tower, I have received disappointing news. I understand that a number in your midst have decided to organize with harmful intent. Decision to rebel against our ordered procedures, which keep hold of the very sanctity of our learning environment. And I would like to make offer. An offer of personal education in the highest forms of magic. Raising of rank. Promotion."
I keep an eye on Lome.
LeMay widened eyes, shifting, breathing a bit heavier. She nods to you. Headmaster says, "All one needs do to attain such a reward is step forth from the ranks of these schemers, identify themselves and their cohort, and reveal its intentions."
At this point, I have like a corner of my eye looking at Lewis.
Who steps up from his bench and says,
You son of a bitch.
"I'll tell you all about it." And Salave stands and says, "You bastard!" The headmaster says, "Well, good man. I would be so thrilled to learn of its nature." And in this moment, you hear the front doors of the tower open. Light folds in through the metal bars which bar this path.
Rhiannon is looking at it just like with wide eyes.
And a
Son!
new group of individuals enters the space, escorted by the animated armors. You see 2 dragonborn of bronze scale, and with wrists tied in ropes. A pair of tieflings, it seems. One shirtless of gray skin. One with a hat that barely sits atop her horns. All four of these figures appear snow-covered and flecked, and you can hear the doors closing behind their entrance. These folks are escorted into the main hall, and the headmaster will say, "But perhaps that will have to wait. Good Lewis, make your way to the 10th floor, please, where we will speak." Smiles and begins to exit the chamber.
Aw, poor little baby is too afraid to walk over here. I don't actually say that.
And the headmaster will say,
daggers.
"Allow us now to attend to our new arrivals." And that is where, for today, our session concludes. We will come to the finale of our tale in the Mage Tower on Monday. I look forward to seeing you then. Good afternoon.